some of them we haven't really gotten a chance to meet very often. So before I get to the actors, I want to introduce to you the producer of the movie, Mr. Paul Pepperman. Come on up, Paul. Paul was responsible for many of the special visual effects, because all of us did different jobs, not just producing or not just focus pulling even, but Paul, if you examine his forefinger, that is the actual finger or molded finger that was inside the box. Okay, Paul. Okay, so the heart and soul of the film, the star, Mr. Michael Baldwin. Please come here, Michael. Michael. Oh my God, have we lost him? Okay, well, so much for Michael. The luscious lady in lavender, Miss Kat Lester, please join us up here.
Yeah.
So, while Kat makes her way to the stage, I don't know where he went to. He was here earlier, I guess. The tall man got him. All right, Kat, yes.
All right, before we open up the floor, I just wanted to ask, from watching the original to the remastered right now, there's any revelations that came up to you, or did anything pop up in your mind?
Diplomatically, I want to say that while the audio system in this theater is magnificent, thank you, and we tried to adjust the projector beforehand, but it's an older projector, and I hope you guys will give the film a second shot. Man, this sounds like a plug, but buy it on Blu-ray and show it on your home screen. It will probably look better than it did right here, but they tried to do everything that they could, and I apologize for that. So, that being said, so what kind of revelations did you have, Paul?
I haven't seen it on the big screen in a long time. It was just amazing for me. I mean, it's JJ. I mean, I wish I could thank him personally just for the fantastic job they did with, you know, the sound effects, just the cleaning of the color restoration, just amazing. It's gorgeous to me.
Yeah, I was pretty amazed. Even though I couldn't find my glasses, it looked great. And it still doesn't get any easier for me to watch some of the scenes, especially, I'm sure there's quite a few of you that don't know the story about the breasts not being mine.
They look pretty good, Kat.
No, my mother said that mine are better and I should have done the scene. I'm a crazy mom. You can tell the story.
Well, the story was Kat was engaged to be married, and we were informed when we cast her that she would not be doing the nudity. So we had to go out and find a photo double to play her in the romantic scenes. And I guess we never let Kat know that we were going to do that.
No.
So at the first screening, it was a bit of a surprise, I guess, huh?
Yes, it was. I didn't realize at the time, but Paul and you, Don, were sitting right behind me, and where that scene came up with the breast 20 feet high by 20 wide, I just yelled, I just let out this big scream, and you were laughing our asses off. You had the biggest kick. So it's still difficult for me to see that. Yeah. But it brings back so many fantastic memories. It was really the time of my life. And I wish Mike was here so I could really give him some hell, because he was the biggest pain in the ass. But I love him. Like to say.
All right, let's open up to the floor. Yes, sir.
I don't have a question so much as I think that we can all agree the film is fantastic, and I think we should all just give a round of applause again to the late, great Inga Scrim.
Hey, thank you. Too kind there.
Yes, sir, in the blue.
So I have a quick question. How much of the story did you have in your head for like the entire series? Because I noticed something I hadn't seen on previous watches, but there was like a mirror image when Mike first meets the tall man,
Yeah, thanks for noticing that. It's one of the compositions that I'm super proud of. It also has to do with the way those two actors played that, because it was, one would take a step, the other would take a step until they met in the middle, and then the chase was on. And, I'd like to think that I had that all planned out in my head, but we got there on the set and sort of worked it out and had the right camera angle and the right lenses. Sometimes there are these happy accidents, and you get things that you don't really notice. I will say myself, also watching the film in its entirety, which I rarely ever do, is the nuanced performance certainly from Michael Baldwin as a child when we shot the movie, and he was just so subtle, and it was really remarkable to me this time watching it.
That was his first time driving a car, right?
Yeah, didn't he?
Yeah. There were a lot of scary moments with that, but he did some of it, and then we had a lot of people behind the scenes making it look very real.
It's a good trial by fire.
Yeah, the one thing I did want to say also in rewatching is we took a lot of liberties when we were making this movie, and there are some really dangerous moments, but probably no more dangerous than in that chase with the car versus the hearse. And we had those interior shots where I think Paul and I were riding in the back of the hearse with Michael, and we were filming him rolling around, and Angus was driving the car, and I instructed him that he had to turn around and do that ha 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 at Michael, and he practically lost control of this massive hearse, and we're rolling around. He was not a stunt driver, he was just an actor, and luckily we survived that.
All right, yes, sir, in the brown.
Screening this movie for audiences and watching audiences, how has the reaction kind of evolved over the years? People laugh at different points now? Is there like a difference in how audiences respond?
Not really. I think it's a similar response to when we used to watch it with audiences. There were certain sequences that I never thought they would be quite as hilarious. I'll be honest with you. The scene where the boys are fighting with the bug in the jacket. I always played it dead seriously, and so that was a surprise the first time I saw it, that actually how funny it was. And now, years later, I can actually appreciate the humor in that.
We have time for one more, so yep, sorry.
Well, you mentioned, of course, Blu-ray, being able to watch it at home. When you release it on Blu-ray, will it include all 4 Phantasm films, or just the first one?
Absolutely, the intention is to sometime very soon to release all 5 Phantasm films. We actually have a part 5 new film, Phantasm Ravager, which we've been teasing for a very long time. And all the original key actors are back. And it's really quite wonderful in many ways. And what's really most magnificent about it is that Angus Scrimm's final performance, and he's really just wonderful, because we shot the film well before that he was taken ill, and he's really in great form in that. And the plan is that at some point, I would hope by the end of the year to have all 5 out on Blu-ray. It'd be really great, yeah. So you can sit down and watch 6 hours of Phantasm if you choose.
All right, guys, Phantasm. It looks really great.
Thank you so much. You're wonderful. Thank you.